You know those moments when a company gets so confident that it decides to break its own traditions? That's exactly what seems to be happening with Samsung right now. The Galaxy S26 Ultra was supposed to make its grand entrance in January 2026. Flashy stage, dramatic lighting, the usual Samsung spectacle. But instead of a countdown, we've got silence, a quiet, calculated pause. Because behind the scenes, Samsung's next big thing isn't just another Ultra, it's a redesign of the entire playbook. Welcome back, everyone. Sam here. If you love staying ahead of the tech curve, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe so you never miss the updates before they officially drop. Now, let's talk about what's really going on. Leaks this year didn't just spill early, they spilled everything. The Galaxy S26 Ultra's design is practically an open secret now, with images giving us a full-body look from every possible angle. The corners? More rounded, giving it a softer, almost nostalgic silhouette that brings back memories of the Galaxy S21 Ultra, but smarter, flatter, and sharper where it counts. This screen? Still flat, thank goodness. Samsung's keeping the premium look, but finally ditching the slippery feel of older curved edges. But this time, it's the details that tell the real story. Each camera now sits on its own island, not just for style, but because Samsung's chasing something we haven't seen in a long time: thinness. We're talking 7.9mm thin, yet still packing a 5000 mAh battery and an S Pen. That's thinner than the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And lighter too, rumored to drop below 210 grams. To make that possible, Samsung had to literally reshape the entire internal structure, from the camera bump to the stylus housing. Even the S Pen has a slight curve now, perfectly hugging the thinner frame. And yet, that's not the headline. Because the real showstopper sits up front, the display. Leakers claim Samsung's debuting its new M14 OLED with Code Tech, a next-generation panel that's not just brighter or thinner, but smarter. It's supposedly rocking an anti-reflective coating so advanced that sunlight glare basically vanishes. And then there's this tiny but genius feature, an AI-powered privacy mode that detects when someone's peeking from the side and automatically dims that area of the screen. Imagine using your phone on a crowded subway and your display quietly shields itself. That's the level of subtle innovation Samsung's chasing this time. Still, something's off, because all these design upgrades were ready months ago. So why the delay? Why the quiet? Well, turns out the real drama isn't on the outside, it's under the hood. Samsung's flagship chip, the Exynos 2600, might just be the company's biggest comeback story in years. After spending nearly a decade being overshadowed by Qualcomm's Snapdragon chips and Apple's A-series monsters, Samsung's decided it's done playing catch-up. The Exynos 2600, built on a 2nm process, isn't just faster, it's redefining what Samsung Silicon can do. Early leaks suggest it's 6 times faster in AI tasks than Apple's A19 Pro. Let that sink in. 6 times. That's not an upgrade, that's an uppercut. CPU performance? Around 15% better. GPU? Up to 75% stronger. But the real twist? Samsung's completely separated the modem from the main processor, freeing up internal space to let the CPU, GPU, and NPU stretch their legs. It's a radical move, and it could finally close the efficiency gap between Exynos and Snapdragon. Speaking of Snapdragon, Qualcomm's upcoming Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 Elite is no slouch, but the numbers being whispered online suggest Samsung's chip might actually edge it out in both AI and graphics. We're talking a 30% faster NPU and a 29% stronger GPU. If that's true, this could be the first time in years an Exynos-powered Galaxy actually beats the Snapdragon version. Let that sink in. Samsung out Samsunging Qualcomm. Now, here's where things get spicy. The delay to March isn't just about polishing hardware, it's strategic. Rumors say Samsung wants the Exynos 2600 mass-produced in November, giving them enough time to test yields and tune performance before launch. It's a high-stakes move, but one that might finally restore faith in Exynos after years of bad PR. And let's be honest, if Samsung can truly deliver Snapdragon-level performance globally, It's a massive win not just for the company, but for consumers tired of regional compromises. But that's not the only thing being rethought. Remember the Edge model? Yeah, that's reportedly gone again. After making a flashy comeback with the Galaxy S25, it seems the Edge didn't quite hit the sales numbers Samsung hoped for. Instead, the company is replacing it with a new Galaxy S26 Plus, not just a size filler, but a refined middle child design to bridge the standard and Ultra models more naturally. Internally, Samsung even toyed with renaming the base model to the S26 Pro, but apparently that idea's been shelved, at least for now, and this rebranding tells you something bigger. Samsung isn't just refreshing names, they're re-sculpting the identity of the entire S-series lineup. The S26 might be the start of a new chapter, one where hardware, AI, and design all merge into something more consistent, a family that feels unified rather than tiered. The same software DNA, but with distinct personalities. Now, about that AI, because this is where Samsung's betting the house. With One UI 8.5, the Galaxy S26 Ultra will come loaded with the company's next-gen Galaxy AI suite, taking what we saw in the S24 and cranking it to 11. Think real-time video translation while watching YouTube, AI-powered voice replication for Bixby, and smart photo editing that works without an internet connection. Samsung's even working on an AI battery optimizer that learns your habits and dynamically manages power at the hardware level. This isn't just software smarts, it's machine learning embedded in the silicon itself. And speaking of power, here's something you might not expect. Samsung's not increasing battery size this year. Still 5000 mAh. But thanks to the 2nm efficiency boost and smarter thermal management, you could be looking at up to 20% longer endurance in real-world use. Pair that with faster 45-watt charging and improved cooling from the new vapor chamber design. And this thing could finally solve the overheating issues that plagued the S25 Ultra under heavy gaming or camera use. The cameras, of course, are getting serious love too. The S26 Ultra is expected to keep its 200MP main sensor, but with a larger aperture and refined optics for better low-light shots. The periscope zoom is getting a wider f-stop, meaning more light and cleaner detail even at 10 zoom. And Samsung's apparently experimenting with new AI focus lock tech. Think of it like predictive autofocus that learns how you move the phone and pre-adjusts focus before you even hit record. It's the kind of thing vloggers and content creators will freak out over. But here's the best part: video. Samsung's partnering its new Snapdragon and Exynos models with the APD codec, basically the Android world's answer to Apple's ProRes. You'll be able to shoot near-raw video right from your phone. Imagine editing cinematic quality footage straight from the Gallery app. It's not a gimmick, it's Samsung turning the Ultra into a full-blown creator tool. Now, does all this justify the delay? Probably, because this isn't just a yearly refresh. It's Samsung recalibrating its entire future direction. Hardware, AI, silicon, everything. They're not racing Apple or Qualcomm anymore. They're building their own lane. And when you look at it that way, a few extra months suddenly feels like a smart investment. Still, there's one question left hanging. Can Samsung actually deliver on all of this? Because leaks can sound great on paper, but we've seen what happens when hype meets hardware reality. Yet, this time, it feels different. The leaks are unusually consistent, the tone from insiders unusually confident. It's almost like Samsung's letting these leaks slip on purpose, a silent way of saying, yeah, this one's special. So maybe the Galaxy S26 Ultra won't arrive on time. But when it does, it might not just be Samsung's best phone ever. It could be the moment they officially reset the standard for what a flagship can be. Until then, all we can do is wait and keep watching those leaks roll in. Because something tells me this delay is just the calm before a very, very big storm.